What's going on, guys? It's your boy Señor Social coming at you with my very first BTD Battles video. This is going to be my debut on YouTube, so I'm really excited, guys. I really hope that this series does well. Would love to keep making more videos like this, and please let me know if you guys have any feedback, and it's all very much appreciated. So to get things started, this game, like I did say, BTD Battles. Depending on if you're starting out or for more advanced players, it does not matter. I'll try to make it so that everyone can learn maybe something new. And well, first of all, what this game pretty much consists of, the concept behind it, is that you start off with towers, defensive towers. The ones that we decided to go with are the Dart Monkey, and we also have the Bomb Tower over there at the top. We're going to be Nacho 75 on the right side, by the way, guys. I'm not too sure why I chose that name, just wanted to be a little random. And so with these two towers, you can upgrade them, and of course they cost money. There's a lot of things that goes behind it, so I'll be touching on everything little by little. I know the gameplay is going to be going on right now in the background, just to kind of highlight what's actually happening. After a certain amount of time, of course, the rounds continue, and there's two different types of balloons that are being sent your way. The first kind are known as AI balloons, which, as we can see right now, are the ones that are being sent on both sides of the screen. They're the ones that come out at the start and end of each round. They're already predetermined, and you already kind of know what to expect from them. Now, the balloons that we're sending, as you guys can see in the middle, it shows a bunch of black balloons. What that is the balloons that we're sending to attack our enemy, and the whole concept behind that, of course, is to get their values to 0 as fast as possible, thus winning us the game. So pretty much that's the whole concept behind sending balloons, in terms of looking at it from the general perspective. And of course, when you're facing more challenging opponents later on, they're going to be sending balloons your way too. So what I really want you guys to take away from this first video is, of course, that you start off sending balloons both parties, and make sure that when you're facing these opponents, if they're sending balloons back to you, you can defend and also be aggressive, or you can play it more passive. There's so much that goes into this game. It's so dynamic. There's a lot. It's really situational, of course, as well. But to just get things started again, like I said, we'll start touching on more niche stuff like strategies, how to play certain strategies, etc. But for now, it's just the things to take away from it, okay? You guys will win 90% of your games if you guys start sending these red balloons. These red balloons, you can send them on round 2 is the earliest you can send them, depending on the game mode that you're playing. But for the most part, that's the earliest you can send them. The reason why I went for the cannon, or for the bomb tower first, was that it helps you with group popping power. Group popping power is when there's a lot of balloons that are coming on your screen and they're kind of grouped together. For example, how I'm sending James over here on the left side, I'm sending him a bunch of reds, and now I'm sending him blues. Every 2 rounds, round 2, round 4, round 6, those increments, that's when you can send the next layer of the highest balloon in terms of grouped, okay? As you guys can see over here on my screen for the Nacho 75 account, where it says spawn balloons, we have like 2 different pairs, right? At first, we only had that red and blue pair that's worth $25. The red ones are the grouped ones, while those blues right next to it are spaced blues, which pretty much is good to get lives if you guys want to send them kind of split up, not necessarily so compact together. Why would you send those? Usually, for example, right here where I'm sending pinks as well, what you want to do is you want to send those when they have really good popping power. Example for us, that bomb tower, but they can't shoot either fast or at one single target, if that makes sense. The pinks are spaced, and there's a lot of them, so they it's actually 3 pair or 3 sets that come out, and that bomb tower can't hit them, right? They're too fast, and they're not so close together, so even if it does hit them, a couple pinks will still get by. And each balloon kind of has their perk, the reason why you should choose that over something else. For example, these black balloons that we're sending right now, they can't be popped by the bomb tower initially. There's, of course, an upgrade that lets them pop it, but for the most part, they can't hit that black layer first. Once they hit that black layer, it turns into another type of balloon. It's like little subcategories, if you will. And that's just a little introduction to that. Each balloon kind of has their features, their preferences, if you will. So that's just a little bit about the balloons. Like I did say, right now the type of strategy that we're playing, the method, is called eco, and pretty much all we're doing is we're just trying to get our green number, which if you look at the top middle portion, it shows that the round, which is round 9, it shows the time that we've played, the allotted time that has gone in the game mode. It shows our current income, which is the 3,000, and it shows by how much we're going to be generating, which is the 481. And that is the number. If you notice, the more balloons we send, that number goes up more. You don't necessarily want to go too aggressive like I did right here, unless you're 100% certain that you can win. And the way that you'll know that, of course, is with experience, with playing the game more. Don't be too hard on yourselves if you guys are just starting out and you're not really sure what to send, and you're just getting confused. Okay, there's so much information and you're kind of bombarded with it. So just start off slow. I highly recommend looking at YouTube videos for this game if you really are really interested in it, you like it, and you just want to get better as fast as possible. Right here, the location of where we place our towers is really important as well, guys. That's going to be something else that comes with time. You start knowing how the maps kind of work, the flow, where the AI balloons are coming from, and where those balloons that you're sending are coming from. It's kind of like, it's not always the same, of course. If you're playing on the left side, there's a different, like you just kind of have to flip it, you know? And like I said, you guys will get the hang of that sooner rather than later. Just keep playing some games. To begin with, what I highly recommend you do, of course, when you start off the game, it gives you through the tutorial. The tutorial is a nice little introduction to at least figuring out some of the ins and outs of the game. I feel that it kind of helps. If it helps you guys too, please let me know. It's a nice way of at least showing you how to place towers, what kind of goes into it, how to defend, how to send balloons. So you guys should already have that initial exposure, which I'm assuming you guys did if you completed that tutorial. Now, if you're kind of like me and are super impatient and you just kind of skipped over that, that's also completely understandable, right? That happens all the time when you're just trying to play the game. You really don't want to see it. You just want to go into it and face real people. So completely understandable again. So once you finish that tutorial, it places you in a game mode already against your first opponent. And the way that you're going to win, I guarantee you will win that game unless they've played before, of course, which obviously happens. Like, for example, with me, you might face someone that just has that experience already under their belt, and they just wanted to start a new account for fun or for teaching purposes or whatever the reason might be. There's a couple things that I want to do with this account as well. With everything right now, with powers and all these things being added into the game, I don't want to touch on that so much because that's just a whole nother video in itself. Right now, what I want to be focusing on is the kind of OG or the how the game was initially started off to be, if you will. And what I really recommend is that when you're facing your opponent, that very first opponent, what you want to do is you want to be as aggressive as possible while still maintaining your defenses. I personally believe that the best strategy you can go when starting off, I feel like it's the most concrete or the most solid, is just Dart Monkey, which is the monkey over here on my right side. You can see him, the bomb tower, of course. And I opt in for a sniper just in case they send a camo lead. And we'll get into that, of course, like I said before, in a future video, or we'll touch more on the types of balloons that they can send. But pretty much just summarizing it, certain towers can hit certain type of balloons best. And there's some certain type of balloons that you have to have a certain tower to hit, if you will. Right here, our opponent, we've decided to keep facing him because he wants to keep rematching us. And I think it was a good idea just because this opponent is really adapting to our play style, and he's adapting to how the game works. And this is what I highly encourage you guys to try out as well, and what I'm pretty sure will happen with you guys too. He's adapting, he's seeing how we're playing, and he's adopting some of those strategies. You know, placing the towers first, sending those group balloons, being aggressive, right? Putting on some aggression to at least try to confuse the opponent and not make it so one-sided, right? Because if you're just defending AI, I mean, it's kind of the game is pretty simple, if you will. When you're actually going up against, what makes it more confusing and what adds that layer of what should I do here? What should I think about? How should I play this? Is when your opponents actually send you those group balloons. What I highly recommend, and I'm always making these recommendations, right? The whole video has been recommendations, is, like I said again, start off with an aggressive play style. Don't be too aggressive, okay? But start off aggressive. Push them with those group balloons, which are the ones on the left side of the upgraded balloons, or the balloons whenever you click on it. By the way, if you guys didn't know either how to get the actual balloons and go to that screen, you have to click on the bottom left where it shows that little dart, the little dart monkey and the blue circle. That's how you pull up the balloon screen, and you can pretty much send them. I suggest sending at beginning the left side of the balloons. Right here, quickly shifting to the actual gameplay. As you can see, we both rushed each other, and what ended up happening was that we both go all in, and it's kind of like a 50-50 chance of winning, right? But what actually happens is we both try to secure the bag pretty much by seeing who can actually die first. And pretty much to summarize all of that, right? It's just when it comes to those situations, it really is a 50-50 if you both play it the exact same way. Just stay on top of your game and you guys will definitely come out on top. To finish this video off, I just want to talk about what our strategy is going to be. And that's that we're going to be going for the Cobra to unlock all our towers. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.